47 Eyewitness News.
In today's Watch Out Wednesday, a Social Security scam is hitting Central Valley mailboxes. It's a letter asking you to call the Social Security Administration and then directs your call straight to a scammer. CBS 47 investigative reporter Kara Rucker shows us how it's been successful in stealing personal information. Kara.
Catherine, a Tulare man had just applied for his retirement when 3 days later he receives this notice in the mail from what seems to be the Social Security Administration. The timing of its arrival made it so believable, yet it turned out to be from an alleged scammer. Paul Naimira of Tulare is just beginning his retirement years, and it started off in the scariest way possible. His retirement threatened by an alleged scammer.
Realized after the fact that I seem to have fallen into a scam. They were after my information, and this is my only source of income for my future. So this is very important to me.
Naimira had applied for his retirement benefits online with the Social Security Administration. A screenshot of a confirmation email shows a legitimate email from an SSA.gov email address. They tell Naimira, "We will contact you by telephone or by mail with any updates or questions we may have about your information." 3 days later, this letter shows up at Naimira's address.
In order to process this transaction, we need additional info from you.
The letter is signed Social Security Administration.
Well, that's a horrible red flag.
We sent a copy of Naimira's letter to our local Better Business Bureau.
This particular piece happens to be in a manila envelope with a window in it. That is very substandard for any kind of government communication.
But having been told to expect something in the mail from Social Security, Naimira wasn't looking for red flags that indicate a scam.
Once they grab our emotions, then it all spirals from there.
Naimira called the number on the letter.
They started talking about everything, family, the weather, everything like that.
Then the call progressed. Naimira was asked to confirm personal information, Social Security number, and birth date.
And that's where I started getting scared after the event, because now I gave them maybe too much information.
Naimira's friend overhears the phone conversation.
I took the phone and I hung it up. And I said, no, it's a scam.
Naimira feared the worst. What if his retirement was now at risk?
I just didn't think it would happen to us. Okay, Paul was crying. He was like, my God, he was shaking. He was like, what are these people going to do?
A few days passed and Paul received the letter he was waiting for from the actual Social Security Administration. It looks a little different from the initial letter he received.
Anywhere there's money coming through electronic or in the mail in any fashion, they're going to go after.
If you're not sure if a call or piece of mail is from Social Security, call the number on your screen. Also, viewers can report scams to the Office of the Inspector General at the website you see here.
Protect your money, protect your retirement, protect your disability. You worked hard for it.
Now, we did call the number on the piece of mail and talk to the person on the phone. They denied scamming people, but refused to talk to us on the record. Blair Looney with the BBB had Googled the phone number on that piece of mail, and the first thing that pops up is scam warnings.
How frustrating for this,
Absolutely.
because especially he was waiting for a letter. How can you tell the difference between something that's real and something that's not, that's a bogus envelope even?
Right. It's really hard to do, actually. So Blair gave us some good advice as far as the envelope goes. So if you get something in a manila envelope, he said usually government correspondence is not that way. And also on the legitimate mail that we saw there, it had that Social Security Administration logo on it. But also you have to be careful with that, because we can put down any return address that we want. So they could have the right address down. So it's one of those things where you have to be very careful. When we first saw that piece of mail, I was like, this looks so real. So you have to be really careful.
What's the recourse then if you think that you have been a victim of fraud or
Yeah,
scammed?
so that's one of your biggest fears, is your identity being stolen. So the best advice that the Social Security Administration gave to us is you go to the Office of the Inspector General and you report it. And Naimira did do that, but it's one of those things where he didn't really get a lot of feedback after doing that. You just submit it and then you kind of hope for the best. So it's a really bad scam.
Oh, I just feel terrible for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything works out. Okay, thank you so much. Great tips, Kara. And for more information on this story, just go to our website, yourcentralvalley.com.